Welcome back to Houston Life. You know, there are millions of Americans suffering with undiagnosed pain, and a couple of common causes of pain are joint issues and neuropathy. At NexGenEsis Healthcare, they are helping patients heal using cutting-edge regenerative medicine. And joining us in the Houston Life studio today to tell us more about what regenerative medicine is and how you work to heal pain is Dr. Abhishek Reddy, Dr. Fuhrman from NexGenEsis Healthcare. Thank you both for being back in the studio.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
To talk about pain and how you help people heal from it.
Exactly.
So, like I said, there's kind of two, I guess, common, you could say, reasons people might feel pain. It could come from joint issues and it could come from neuropathy. And Dr. Reddy, we'll get you to talk about joint issues and how that might impact people in just a sec. But first, I want to get into neuropathy. I mean, helping people heal is something that's really personal for you,
right.
Dr. Fuhrman, because your grandmother was really suffering from bad, neuropathy and the results of that.
Yeah, and she was diabetic, so diabetic neuropathy is very common. She had those common symptoms like the numbness, the tingling, the burning. Unfortunately, her numbness caused her to not know she was having a severe sunburn on her foot. That then got infected, and it ended up having to be amputated, her foot and then her entire leg, just because it wasn't healing properly. So, I saw firsthand her quality of life go downhill from there, being, in a wheelchair for the rest of her life and not able to do all the things that she enjoyed.
Wow. And it's pretty amazing to think that she could be in pain, but she could also be so numb that she didn't realize other pain, sunburn was happening.
Had no idea. So, she was given the common treatments, gabapentin, Lyrica, those kind of things. And, that just didn't do anything for her. It just kind of masks the symptoms, right? It doesn't really treat the problem, and that's kind of where, we're different.
Yeah, and that is an interesting thing, because you use kind of the body's own power to heal itself with a bit of technological help there. How does that work?
Yeah, so, at NexGenEsis, we're using regenerative medicine, as you mentioned. So lots of different treatment options that we provide, putting the body in the best position to heal itself. Things like laser and light treatments, acoustic compression, nerve plates for balance, even supplements, the patient's own biologics to help heal and rejuvenate and regenerate those nerves.
Wow, it's really amazing what we can do these days. Like, there's a lot of options for people. I mean, with neuropathy, it is often a difficult one to diagnose. What would you say to someone, like, when is the right time to come to you guys if they're suffering any pain? How do they know they even have it?
Right, so if they're getting symptoms, common symptoms, like I mentioned, the numbness, tingling, burning, maybe even balance issues, the symptoms in the feet, legs, or hands, say if they are diabetic or went through chemotherapy, been diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis and have been experiencing these symptoms, definitely want to get it checked out before it starts to progress and it gets to a point maybe where it's too late.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Come and see you guys. Yep. And joint pain. Joint pain is another one that you see a lot of people come through NexGenEsis, Dr. Reddy, and you're able to help them. Let's talk about the kind of joints that you're able to treat if they're in pain.
So most of the joint pain that we deal with is caused by osteoarthritis, which is a breakdown of that joint space, usually due to wear and tear, but it can be due to other causes like surgery, things like that. We deal with basically all the joints in the body, the peripheral joints like the knees, the hips, the shoulders. We also deal with the joints of the axial spine, so the neck and the low back as well.
Okay. And so when people come to you, they're often, I imagine, sort of at their wits' end because they've tried everything else. What sort of drugs are people using that are maybe not necessarily working for them, and how are you doing it differently at NexGenEsis?
So usually when patients come to see us, they've tried, a whole plethora of different things, and are kind of, like you mentioned, at their wits' end with things. They have tried some form of physical therapy, usually medications, whether that be oral or topical anti-inflammatories. They've probably tried some sort of steroid injection or viscosupplementation into the joints as well. And then they've been offered surgery as their next and only option. And we kind of pivot away from that, and we offer them more minimally invasive procedures that can help to restore some of their function, some of their mobility, and decrease some of that pain that they're having, and really, work on their quality of life.
Wow, and that's what it's all about, is getting your quality of life back. And I do want to share something that one of your patients, Mr. Shannon Dawson, had to say about his experience. He actually found out about you guys through his doctor. Let's take a look.
Was one of the best calls I think I ever made. It's done me, I've on 6 weeks now of the procedures, and I've had some major improvements. I've had having some very major back pains and nerve pain down my left leg, and most of that pain is gone now, and I'm just dealing with just some minor discomforts compared to what I was dealing with. It's a world of difference.
Wow. So it's pretty amazing. I mean, would you say to people, you see a lot of people, they've tried a lot of things before they come to you. Can you maybe come earlier than come before you go try all the things?
Absolutely, they definitely could. That wouldn't be an issue at all. The earlier, the better, because like I said, for joint and for neuropathy, there is a point where unfortunately we can't help, right? So the earlier, the better. It's just common that a lot of patients have tried other options before coming in and seeing us.
Yeah, okay, I see. So don't wait. You may as well give you guys a call, because I know you make it very easy for people to get in and get checked out.
That's right.
Thank you both so much for coming and visiting us again on Houston Life. And I do want to share, NexGenEsis does have a special for Houston Life viewers. If you are one of the first 25 callers who mentions Houston Life, you'll receive a free phone consultation with NexGenEsis Healthcare. It's a great opportunity to see if you're a good candidate for an in-office examination. And like you heard, don't wait, just give them a call and just see if you are a candidate. The phone number is 832-570-4529. You can find out more online at NexGenEsisHealthcare.com. Houston Life will be right back.